Peace.
Hello, people of the internet. We are NoSkill Entertainment and back after a short hiatus for the second time in a row. We are bringing you a NoSkill podcast. I'm on the job.
You a
Use take
NoSkill entertainment.
two.
This is
Use
singular entertainment for the value of 1.
Don't cut this. Use this take.
Take 2.
We'll see. We'll see.
Leave it. Tonight joined by the most studious co-hosts we have, Siegeland and TheDravo. It's good to see you boys again. Siege, how you doing?
Hello, I am awake.
Brandon, help me out here. He's killing me.
Okay, I am also awake, but I am very much more awake.
Oh my god, this is some woke podcast. You can cancel us now. You have my permission.
I'm not staying in now. Fuck you. We are awake.
Anyways, oh man, with the crazy state of things these days, it is fun to have the boys back on, even if it is limited quantity. But the three of us have
this is it. This is all the ones that have survived.
The others are gone. We have called the podcast to its peak for performance. Oh my god, I'm gonna get my ass kicked later.
Are you alright? Do we need to call a doctor?
Dr. Pepper?
Bro.
Dr. Thunder.
The homeboy.
How dare you?
Dr. Pibb, also known as Mr. Pibb to his friends.
What a great train wreck this is, which is pretty good because tonight's topic is the VR industry itself, from the heydays of early 70s and 80s sci-fi to the golden era we're currently living in, where for a couple $100 you could have technology that literally would have blown people's minds 10 years ago. Well, I keep forgetting what year it is. Like 15 years ago.
Yeah, basically.
Fair enough.
I keep losing track of time. But
it's been a norm for so long we've lost to when it actually started.
Right? Yeah. I felt like there was this weird phase where VR chat was the biggest thing on the internet and people's brains were melting and you can have like 3D emotes and nobody knew what was happening. It was utter anarchy. And then a few days went by and now all anybody ever talks about is the new Beat Saber update that they've been screaming for 6 months.
Can't wait.
I think it drops.
Doesn't sound like much of a scream, but all right.
I can't wait. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
Almost said a thing. Not doing that.
Yeah, me too. I kind of had to stop myself. What are we talking about?
We're so dysfunctional. Anyways, we're VR in the industry itself.
Yeah, because not too long ago, it was science fiction. It was this thing. And crazy enough as it sounds, only the military played with because they were the only people who could afford to make it. Fast forward to where we're at now, it's a household thing. If you want, you can build rigs that will run anything you can imagine. Is it cheap? No, but it's doable. So before we get into all the pitfalls of the modern era and all the crazy rabbit holes that exist in the VR space, I was hoping we could all kind of share where we kind of got introduced to this, and if you had any early stories from the before times when this was unheard of technology or less mainstream.
All right, hold on. I'm going to start this. I'm going to hit you with some shit, all right?
Hell yeah. I like this is the fire I'm looking for. Why do you guys never bring this?
Go fuck yourself. Anyways, this is back in it's fucking high school, my guy. This is one day we're in science class and a friend of mine just walks in, shows the teacher a fucking headset and his phone. And if you guys remember this, Samsung was one of the first to make actual VR headsets, but it had to do with their phone, like something Odyssey phone or whatever, the Android Odyssey.
Yeah,
And it's strapped to the front of the headset, and that's how you played it. And there was no like hands or controllers. It was literally just some buttons on the side of the headset, and it was fucking wonky as shit. And I was playing some rail shooter space thing. I might as well have been VR Galaga.
Yo.
And that is my first real introduction into VR before it all just blew up. And I've been interested in it ever since. And now that I'm finally had my hands on it, I swear there isn't a day that goes by where I don't want to strap the headset on. But because of how, because of work and all that shit, I'm just like, nah, I think I'm good.
Same. I feel that. And it's really crazy because me and you were just talking about that the other day, like how far technology pushes what's socially acceptable and then what's considered like a problem because that shit is night and day adrenaline rush compared to sitting down with a controller. You're in it, you feel it, and you want to do that shit again. Like I could only imagine a wee young Dravo sitting in his desk, bag full of Cheetos, and somebody just straps a Samsung phone to the side of his head and they're like, yo, check this out. You're probably grinning ear to ear.
Oh,
Hands
dude, it
down.
was so fun. And we did that the entire, basically entire class because our science teacher was cool like that. We just played that. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Hell,
You got to imagine. Oh, sorry.
I was about to
Don't want to
say,
cut you up.
hell, it's so fun and it's just so addictive that honestly, I'm not the only one. Apparently, there's been studies saying that VR is more addictive than your traditional flat screen type of game. And I can see why. It's so new.
Sure.
It's so crazy out there, and it's so like insane how fast we've went from strapping a phone to your face, and all of a sudden now it's an actual headset with controllers. Hell, at this point, the tech gloves are going to be coming soon, and people are just going to be wearing gloves while they're in VR. It's hell. There's even
cool.
I even saw a new like attachment for a controller where it makes it look like an actual gun. It gives you a recoil. It adds weight, and it's crazy.
It's in my wish list.
It's in my wish list as well. Same
Dude,
with the suit. I'm like, man, these are tax season can't come sooner.
Wait for the suit because so this upcoming summer they're launching the Gen 2 of the haptic suits that don't use motors. They're electrode stimuli. So
Yeah.
it's ultra light and it's even more responsive.
It's definitely going to be something that happens later. I am still minimum wage worker outside of doing this shit, but it's definitely something that's going to happen in the future.
Don't worry, we got like, am I doing my math right? 3 more months to pick up a sponsor and have them pay for our shit. So we got time. We got this.
Raid Shadow Legends. I know that.
Raid Shadow Legends.
I know you sponsor anyone. Hit us up. We'll do you
No.
good.
Be like Bricky. Get a sponsor that really doesn't care what you're doing. Adam and Eve, hit us up.
Yo, Adam and Eve.
I would totally take one of those sponsorships. 100%.
Hey, Ridge Wallet. That's a good one.
I can actually back that one. They make really cool shit.
Yeah, they do. I've been wanting to buy one for a while.
You also need products that don't be incinerated upon first use, Mikey. You are a machine.
Yeah. Anyways, Darvo, not to cut it, like try to retell your story, but a good note to add to it, at least in my perspective, is that you have to imagine that is a science teacher. That's kind of like what he enjoys. Because let's face it, it
was a she, and I loved her still to this day. She's one of the coolest teachers I've ever had.
You got to imagine that part of education fascinates them because they're not teaching PE, math, stuff like that. That was a specific niche, and you got to imagine when she was young, maybe not even a kid, maybe teenagers too young at all. Science fiction stuff like the early generation of, Adrian's gonna know this one. Matrix, hackers, people were just fascinated with the concept of being inside computers and inside circuitry.
Basically, what would be known as cyberspace.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that's this thing that's been in your head for 20 years, and one day your student walks in with this in the size of like a little 6x6 package and says, "Hey, try this out." That's got to be a total system shock. It's completely different from anything you've had in physical space at any point in time, and now it's just a portable thing. And at the time, strapping a phone to a fucking basically a bracket that sits on your head was mind blowing. I can only imagine with what's out today. It's just no comparison.
And apparently, there's more. I mean, hell, Samsung is apparently getting back into the VR space. I honestly can't wait to see what they can do because they've been dormant for years. For some reason, Samsung basically shut their VR stuff down before the big boom. So now they're getting back into it, and I can't wait to see what a company like Samsung delivers, as well as the fact that Valve maybe it's not confirmed, maybe be coming out with another headset, and I am very interested in what they're going to be doing because it's kind of up in the air. They say they're working on something. We don't know what though, and it's fascinating. I can't wait.
That's very Valve though. They always just kind of come out of left field with some nut shit, and it's usually pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean, hell, Half-Life Alex. Yeah, I have yet to play it. Have yet to play it, but it's still considered one of the best VR games to this date, and I want to play it so bad.
Came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just like, yo, we did a thing. Check it out. People are like, what?
Seriously.
Basically, no marketing to being so desirable. People are building custom PC rigs just to play it.
Exactly.
That's that is
their
insane.
thing.
Oh, so heck, the mods that people make for this game is amazing.
They need to go teach whoever makes Battlefield how to do a soft launch. All right, I'll just sit on my hot take by myself. It's fine.
I wasn't gonna touch on it. I mean, you're not wrong.
It, but they're not going to be good words. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'll just say this: you're not wrong, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh my god!
Yikes!
We're off to some good starts after being off. You could feel that there was some tension we had to vent.
We still got rust. We're kind of warming up to this whole podcast thing again.
Honestly, but the scene has come crazy far, and it's funny because I've always been into stuff like this, and I don't know if it was location or just the market wasn't here. That kind of thing did not happen around here. Until 2015, 16, we didn't really see stuff like that. And most of what it was people not even getting into gaming. They would just do it for the YouTube video, and that was it. And then one day, Siege and I went on vacation, and we got crash coursed into the phrase augmented reality. And about 45 minutes later, after we had experienced it, we had to learn what virtual reality was very fast and try not to get motion sickness doing these two things back to back.
And then being physically exhausted from the river raft. Do you remember that one?
I was loving it. I don't know, man. You might, maybe it's because you're a little young.
I was like 7.
That could have also been an issue. Like, do you want to lead into the story, or should you let me? Or do you want me
which part do you want to lean into? Because there were so many cool things we did that weekend that just blew my mind. I never thought they were real.
Why don't you start? Because I'm gonna have mixed opinions on some of it.
I mean, I can see why. So the one that really stuck out to me was the So get a load of this.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pirate game. Experience. I'm going to call it an experience because you literally go into a room. It is surrounded in projector green screens. And we're like, okay, whatever. This will be interesting. And you literally stand on different parts of a ship. One of you is a captain. There are like 5 or 6 of you running cannons, and then there's someone in the center helping like pull sails and shit. And you are literally sailing a pirate ship in an open ocean, fighting other families that are also sailing pirate ships in other rooms. It was the single nuttiest thing I think I've ever experienced in my life.
Sorry.
It was insane. No, go ahead, because it was just crazy.
I was just about to say, it kind of reminds me of that Far Cry experience, the same VR experience.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you just put on a headset, and it's literally a thing that leads you through an entire experience or story experience through a VR headset, and the room has little patterns on the ground basically showing where the direction people are going to be walking, and it's like insane. There are no screens, but everyone is just experiencing something absolutely crazy, and they're all in the same room doing the same thing, and they can all see each other in the game, and an insane concept.
Well, this is the thing. That Far Cry experience came out 3 years ago now.
Yeah, this is a relatively newer thing compared to what you just said.
Adrian's story took place in 2012.
Yeah, that was a hot 10 years ago, my guy.
Fucking hell.
That shit was crazy, dude. It was.
We had never heard augmented reality, and then they're just like, "Hey, Siege, man the cannon."
They're just like, "Yo, 12-year-old child, do the thing." And I said, "Okay."
Okay.
All right.
It was crazy. Like, no joke. We had never heard those words. We never heard augmented, and virtual reality we'd heard in sci-fi, and then they're just like, "Hey, you little guy, get in here."
They're like, "You kid with the hair in the family, come in this dark room with these other people." And I'm like, "I bet, sure, why not?" That was that. I wouldn't even know what words I would use to describe the experience other than breathtaking. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And then I remember the end of it was a nightmare too. Do you remember the end, Mikey?
Is that where we had like that ghost realm thing and we had to fight the mini boss?
Yeah, so basically, when you finished, I don't know if we won or died or
we won.
We won? Okay.
So
basically,
quick context.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick context. It has a scoreboard. You get 100 points for every time you hit another player's ship. If you take X amount of damage, you're out of the game.
Oh, we fucked up other families, dude.
We eliminated the 4 other families.
Damn.
Because our dad was Tokyo Drift on the steering wheel, and then it was just me, Siege, and Mom on the cannons and taking turns running to the sails. It was a mess.
Natural pirate family.
Sleeves up, you know what I'm saying?
Natural pirate family is all I gotta say.
The strong
dude. But yeah, since we won, we got like a ton of your points like convert into gold or whatever, and you could see like gold or like treasure chests filling up with gold coins. We're like, oh, sick. So yeah, Darvo, you know us, sleeves out and stuff, or sleeves. Fuck, I fucked up my own joke. Anyways, shut up. You know what I was saying. So yeah, like after you win, the sea turns into like a maelstrom, and a storm starts to like brew, and a literal ghost ship comes out of the ocean, and like pirate specters fly at you from all around you in augmented reality. And they start taking your gold, and you have to then, as a 12-year-old child, manning an imaginary cannon, shoot them out of the sky, and then go collect your treasure chests from the sea, while also fighting a ghost ship that not only can fly, but can go underwater. I don't remember ever being that stressed while having that much fun ever again in my life. It was terrifying.
Maybe you can relive that whenever if you ever decide to get a VR headset, maybe you'll be able to relive something like that.
Dude, I don't know. I really don't.
I don't think it's too out of the question, but I do think it's that experience right there is a lot more worth remembering because it was physical. You actually had to do stuff, and you were just in the action.
Yeah. Speaking of physical, there's another one we did where we were literally sitting in a river raft as a family, and you have to physically row paddles, and in response to you doing that, the boat that like you were simulating moved as well. So my 12-year-old ass was trying to row a fucking boat with a family of people that no one is
taller than him.
Yeah. Also, let me tell you something, Darvo. No one in our family is coordinated, like at all. We were spinning in circles for a hot minute.
I got trapped
to the point where I just kind of gave up.
I did that IRL.
Yeah, it was a mess.
All right, note taken. Don't go rafting with your family.
Don't go rafting with your family. Don't.
I will be.
Instead, do the pinball. Mikey, do you remember the pinball?
I forgot about that until you just said that. Since you're covering all the AR stuff, do you want to do the pinball too?
Dude, the pinball's my most favorite experience from that entire... Darvo, you have like 12 people in a row standing on like what I can only describe as segways with an egg bottom.
Uh-huh.
And it waits until there are enough people for like I think it was like 6 or 12 people, some shit like that. And once there's enough, balls start loading up into like a pinball apparatus that is literally the size of like a small building wall. And you're all numbered and colored. And each of you individually are standing on like a Segway gyro that controls the movements of your corresponding ball.
What the hell?
So there are like 12 dickheads standing in a row, all individually trying to knock other people's balls out of the pinball machine into the gutter, or trying to like score into like the secret paths or off the bumpers and shit. And if you hit a bumper, it would knock you the other way physically. It was
yeah,
insane.
the shit would throw you.
Dude, I remember almost falling off that thing. Oh, and there was no guardrails, no safety, no nothing. You just stood on it and took it. That was so crazy. That is my favorite experience because pinball's the best. That's just a fact. And then being the pinball is way cooler. Oh my god. It made the Magic Carpet ride look fucking lame.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit out there, especially out in places like California, maybe even Florida. Like, there's some crazy shit out there that you can do.
Oh
yeah, this is all
Orlando's
Florida.
got the good stuff.
Yeah.
They got that good shit.
Yeah, it makes me kind of wish that at some point in my life I can't go out there and experience that shit. But who knows?
Oh, that's got to be a NoSkill vacation. We go to Disney World.
I am not driving. Holy shit.
No, we'd fly.
No, I meant around the park.
Oh, I'll drive.
Okay.
I want to rent a 2018 Honda Odyssey.
I was gonna say let's drive. Let's run a Honda Odyssey. Let's go because we know we'll all fit in it.
Yeah, for the experience, and the new ones have noise cancellation, so we could just have DJ talking to himself, and we'll never hear him from the backseat.
Well, I also just meant it's the only thing DJ will be able to fit in. But that works too.
It's got legroom for days.
Honestly,
fucking tall giant, I swear.
Dude, being the family we are, we fit like 20 people in a Honda Odyssey before, dude.
Why am I not surprised? But then again, fucking Hispanics are fucking tiny mostly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you also just lay across people's laps, and there's 2 people on the floor in each aisle, and then there's the center aisle between the 2 center seats. And then if you lift up the center console as well, there's like another... Anyways, what's up?
Anyways, back on topic. Anything you want to add into your Agar segment of our story? Or
the Toy Story ride that was also in Disney World. You remember the one I'm talking about, Mikey?
I love that ride. I want to go do that right now.
It was... So you know how, like... Have you ever been to Disneyland? Let's start with that.
Yes, a long time ago, so okay, I barely remember it.
Okay, do you I don't know if it was there when you were there, but do you remember the like Toy Story ride where you sat in like basically like a little cabin kind of thing, and it was also AR where it would put you along a track and you would like shoot a little dart gun at the walls?
Yes, I remember this.
Yeah, so theirs was nuts. Yeah, theirs was nuts. Instead of, well, there was 2 actually. Instead of one being walls, there were it was almost like a shooting gallery. There were physical items that had AR targets on them that would move, and if you hit them with your little laser gun, they would like fall over or do flips in the sky, or the first person to hit like an alien like floating in space would knock him out of the room because and his target would disappear. That was so cool.
I think I remember that too.
Okay, so maybe I was young, so I might be mixing that up. No, okay, so the other one that was the AR one was basically the same thing, except in Florida, it flips you around. It moves you. Oh. It makes you work for those shots.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right then.
It was rough. Let me tell you. I was expecting to just sit and I was expecting to play like a DS game where it's a rail shooter. I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. Look at the pretty colors. Next thing I know, we're spinning around, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be looking this way. That was a lot of fun.
I remember one that it was like you were in an elevator in like a haunted hotel, and you would just kind of go up and down the floors, and the scenery will change around you, and then once you get to the top, it would just fucking drop you all the way to the bottom.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah, Tower of Terror, baby. Rest in peace.
Oh, they executed that?
There.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
it's
I got
Guardians of the Galaxy Great Escape now.
at least got to experience it before it was gone.
Yeah, that's why. Why did we get rid of it?
Tower Terror was the pinnacle.
Tower Terror is a classic. It's gravity, bro. You can't get much better than that.
Shit literally keeps you grounded.
I don't know. I felt like I was riding high when I was on that.
It was a terrible fun. Why are we like this?
Dude, what? What? My brain just died. What are we talking about?
All right, I'm tagging in.
All right.
Yeah, I was done. I'm trying to remember the other AR thing we did, but my brain is done right now.
So yeah, back in time, we went on this trip to Disney World, and they had all of this stuff, and they didn't advertise a lot of it. We only found out because we went to a arcade that was 5 stories tall, no windows, and it had different floors. The lower the floors were, the older the games were, and the higher you got was the next gen stuff. So that was where we learned the phrase augmented reality and did all the experiences Siege was describing here. And man, that was so much fun. It was an adrenaline rush, especially being gamers our whole life. Getting hands on and like running around and doing the stuff was a truly new experience. Like I had seen stuff like that in the past, but it was always on TV or for anyone who's ever been to Pier 39 and done really touristy things, they would have kind of early VR stuff that was kind of watered down, kind of cheesy. It worked essentially, but you couldn't move very well. Your tracking was incredibly limited, if at all working, because it didn't always work. So when we got to Disneyland and they started breaking out all these really cool toys, we gravitated to them and everything clicked, and it became a little bit of an obsession until we were able to get the technology ourselves. But at the very top of the arcade was the first gen VR stuff, the first early headsets that look surprisingly like the old Virtual Boys from the 80s, if anybody knows what that is. Old Nintendo product.
No.
I don't want to remember what a Virtual Boy is, if I'm being honest.
It was a headset that was like VR. It was just 2 little screens with no field of depth. It played 2D games that only had red color pixels. It was awful. Yeah. They were like traumatizing to people.
But if you didn't beat Mario in time, you actually got bear trapped. It was crazy. I can't believe they sold that to kids.
Thank God it didn't stick.
Yeah. Yo, hold on. Shout out to anyone who gets that joke. Yeah.
John, I know you followed the podcast. That one was for you.
Hey.
Anyways, so we got to play with the first gen headset like that, and it was Aladdin's Magic Carpet Escape, and you actually flew through Agrabah and the palace from the Aladdin movie. Everything was rendered beautifully for the time. It was kind of pixelated by today's standards, but it worked. You had a decent field of view. It was kind of limited. You had good depth, which was amazing for how new the technology was. And it was 8-player co-op, all linked, and you all tracked the other players in real time.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Hell? Crazy.
Yeah.
Also, that sucker had to be ceiling mounted, because let me tell you, that helmet was like 20 pounds.
Yeah, they had a special harness, kind of like how the wired harnesses where you mount to the ceiling for the cables and cords. They had that for weight.
And just for the weight. Yeah, let me tell you, trying to turn your head as a 12-year-old kid in that thing sucked.
We got strong necks in this family. Strong necks, linebacker.
Back then, yeah.
Gonna make my fucking neck look like fucking corpse grinder.
Yeah, seriously, we got the corpse grinder power neck. So we got to do that, and it was so much fun because you sit on like a little Tron cycle, and that's your magic carpet. You lean, turn. Granted, it's steering wheel, or it's a motorcycle controls for a flying carpet. It was new technology. I'm amazed it worked at all, and that thing moved without frame rate drops, which I still can't get on my Quest sometimes. But you know what? I'll let Meta figure that out. Call Disney. It was a really fun, over the top, like the music was going. They had fans to simulate wind rushing past you. It was a really cool experience, but it was the first dive into VR any of us had ever seen IRL. Because, like I said, the phone thing didn't really take off where we were. We saw that years later, and people not really knowing how to use it. Not pointing any fingers. So this was a really fun and unique experience. And once we got done with that, we had just done 3 AR rides, 1 VR ride, and they're like, "Oh, well, Star Wars is on the top floor." Like, wait, that's Star Wars? Let's go check it out. And on the top floor, what was it?
Just their space stuff in general was so cool.
Oh yeah, it was like cutting edge.
Like Mission to Mars still terrifies me to this day.
Yeah, that was an augmented reality ride that had a regular setting where it's just AR, and then they had an extreme setting, which is where they put you in a NASA flight simulator.
What
yeah, and then
the
they like
hell?
fling you at like 10 Gs.
Oh, they they tip you
Dude,
at
Mikey, you
45
didn't see that from the outside. That shit spun.
I didn't see it from the outside, but I felt
Yeah,
it.
you were inside it. Let me tell you, outside, that thing looked like a death trap.
So there's a whole arcade when you get off of it. Me and Dad didn't stop. We went straight outside, find a nice spot in the shade, and laid down for like 20 minutes. That shit was intense.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Dude, I would love to go to one of those places that have a bunch of AR and VR shit that's all just what they're there for and just experience all the shit that's there.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It really is. It really is a lot of fun. Also, I remember the other thing I couldn't I remember the other thing I couldn't remember. Sorry. Being a music kid, this is like the coolest thing ever to me. But looking back at it, I'm like, man, that was stupid. You remember the music experience, Mikey?
The music.
It was like So basically, Darvo, and the simplest way to put it was like, depending on where you stood in this room, and you stuck your hands out like you were conducting a band, it would start playing like a character in the room with that instrument. And the more you moved your hands, the different notes they would play. As a music kid, that was the coolest fucking thing ever. Just being able to stand in a certain spot and basically point at a character on like a 3D area and just have him start doing stuff as you move was the coolest thing ever. Holy crap, that was awesome.
That was in the Epcot Center, right?
I think so.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, it was around the back. I remember because that was like the only place with fucking shade.
Yeah, that place is hot as shit. People, if you're going to Florida, bring an umbrella, bring sunscreen. It is no joke heat out there. Those people
and
are
bring
built different.
shoes.
Yeah. Unnamed people who brought flip-flops were not happy.
Yeah.
But cutting back to the Star Wars thing, they built 2 mock spaceships that hang off the top of a balcony on the top floor of this arcade. You overlook and you just see rows of arcade cabinets and VR simulators and all this crazy shit underneath you. There's 2 rows of 8 seats. You load up as a crew. Once again, a ceiling mounted headset slides down. You strap it on, and you sit on a pretty tall standing chair, and a lightsaber drops down, and you grab it. The lightsaber, your head, and your upper body are all tracked in real time, and you are essentially doing an escape from the Death Star as like an unnamed rebel Jedi, and you're deflecting bullets with a lightsaber. You're attacking stormtroopers, and then at the end, you duel Darth Vader, and you escape. This was way back in the day. It worked super well. The graphics were pretty good. They somehow did Aladdin better than Star Wars, but Star Wars had enemies attacking you, attack patterns that you would have to either learn or panic reflex, and it was a full team of people going. 2 teams of people because it was 2 ships all at the same time. This shit was intense, and it just worked well. And that was like my first true VR experience because you were able to move around and interact in the environment, and stuff was definitely there to interact with you. The Aladdin one was just kind of a race against time in a big open world, which was fun. Don't get me wrong, but this one was putting you in the action, and there's explosions and effects. And it was really cool, man. That one absolutely blew me away.
That sounds amazing.
It was really cool.
That put me on the path to be like, all right, this technology exists, and someday I'm gonna have it. That's not a question.
That just makes me wish and hope that someday we get like a real, very good like Star Wars VR experience. Right. I know there's already a VR game. I just don't think it was all that good, and that was okay.
It's more for
well received. It's like a beginner way into it.
Yeah. It's to say you had in Star Wars experience, not good VR Star Wars experience.
Yeah, I want a real good one, like a real AAA experience on that.
I want a dual Star Killer. I want to fight Star Killer, or what's her name? Ventress, Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
But and actually, thank you, Brandon. That's a great segue into where we are now with VR, because like you said, those games exist in a home platform. These are things me and you can download and buy right now.
Yeah,
we can hop into what's it called? Star Wars Edge of the Galaxy or Galaxy's Tales or something like that, or Vader Immortal. Those are the two big ones. We could. We're not going to, but we could.
Yeah, that's right. Right. I'm looking at the headset right now, and I'm like, I could go right now and enter a fucking VR MMO right now, and that's something we did not think about like 10 years ago. This is something we dreamed about whenever we first saw something like Sword Art Online or Ready Player One. Like, these are crazy things that we thought about, and now we're getting our first look into a VR MMO without the deep dive or whatever, but this is like the first big experience.
We almost got Half Dive this year, but the current economy and the shortage of certain electronics axed the program. There was no way they can do it and turn a profit. So within our lifetime, we can still hit Half Dive.
We can still. It's possible. There is a lot of interest and people want it. People are researching it. People are trying to do this. And I cannot wait until we finally have the technology to do it. It's going to be so interesting and like so, how do I say this? It's going to be life-changing for the video game space itself.
Yeah, truly. It's going to get audiences that would never look at a video game before to, at least at the very least, have some curiosity. But most of them are at least going to try it. And that's all it takes. Once you get your foot in the door and you say you enjoy it, you're going to pursue it. Some people I have seen try VR and not like it either because it makes them sick, it's not fun, or it's disorienting. There's a whole menagerie of reasons.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy it, all it takes is that first try and you're in. You want to see what the possibilities are.
Yeah, shit. I'm still sitting on Zenith Online. I haven't tried it. It's been like a week or two since I've had it. I'm sitting on it. I am going to play it eventually, but right now a lot of other things have been kind of taking precedent. But it's going to come eventually, and I can't wait to experience an MMO in VR. That's going to be something.
Same, man. Zenith the Last City is an unbelievable accomplishment, as the fact that not only is it manageable and it doesn't melt any console that it's on, it works. And I am so excited to hop in, build a character, be in the action, be part of the story. And have you seen how the travel system works?
I haven't been trying my best to make go blind. All I know is that I am definitely doing a melee character. That just sounds like so much fun.
Oh, I'm being a caster. I want to just do my Doctor Strange hand signs and start throwing fireballs.
That sounds like fun too. Like both, I'm gonna do both, but it sounds like so much fun. First character is definitely a melee. I just want to go slash some monsters.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Go in with the shield parry from Dark Souls.
Man, I'm a veteran at this shit. They ain't gonna have it. They gonna stand a chance.
Take this buckler, you filthy casual.
I'll parry you with these damn nuts.
Oh god, what have I unleashed?
Anyways,
yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Because I could bring up a topic right now.
There's one thing that's not VR, but it's technically AR. Mikey, do you remember Crash Course?
I don't know if I'd call that one AR.
I would, because that was terrifying. That fucked up my sense of reality. It's a roller coaster.
Okay.
But as a child, it's the single worst roller coaster to go on.
Oh.
So like crash test dummies and stuff.
Yeah.
They basically just put you in a white little roller coaster cabin. It's like maybe goes up to your waist. It's short. And they're like, there's no explanation. You walk into like this car factory showroom floor, and they load you up, and they're like, "All right, good luck." And you're like, "What does that mean?" And then they open up the doors in front of you, and you literally get launched from like 0 to 60 at a wall.
With no windshield.
With no windshield, no bars. There's just a harness around you and the person next to you.
What the hell?
And there's only 2 people in a row, from what I remember correctly. And they launch you at a solid wall with a target painted on it. And you're like, what the fuck? And then as you're about to hit it, the walls split open. And they launch you outside, and the ride literally goes up the outside of the building and then takes you down at like Mach 2.
Yeah, it's at a NASCAR standard 45-degree bank at 80 miles an hour, no windshield, no warning. You're just boom there.
And I'm calling that augmented reality because I thought I was going to die. I thought some kid earning minimum wage in a Florida amusement park was about to kill me by sending me Mach 1 into a wall.
What the actual shit? That sounds crazy.
Horrible.
You do 0 to 80 in 3.7 seconds. Think about how fast that is.
That's
That
insane.
is supercar times right there. That is like Bugatti
thinking about
times.
it. That was traumatizing. That fucked with my sense of reality.
For some people, I thought that was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, looking back, that was sick, but man, I really wish I was older to appreciate that.
It's good. Taught you not to speed.
I mean, I wasn't going to anyways, but okay.
Now we know for sure.
I really drilled it in.
But now, Brandon, you do have a good point. The new stuff that's coming out for VR these days is out of this world. MMOs, a full D&D like experience with open possibilities, social environments. Because let's face it, 90% of people who talk VR know or are involved in VR chat in some way. It is like the pinnacle of what Ghost in the Shell warned us the internet was going to be like, or Cyberpunk for that matter.
They were right.
They were right. Adrian, the ERP servers are what lied beyond the black wall.
We're moving on.
All right.
Oh, come on. That's a good joke. That's got layers.
That's got layers, but man.
I would have preferred it was the black market than anything else. Like, damn.
No, the black wall from Cyberpunk lore.
I'm aware.
Oh, okay, you know, I'm proud of that one. Audience, back me up here. Somebody in the comments to reaffirm me. I need it this time.
I need validation.
What was I going before I derailed into the abyss? Oh yes. Yeah, VR chat. The upcoming air quote and attempted metaverse. Like, there's so much potential taking off in the scene right now. There's even people. What's up?
I heard a DravoO thought. The fact that Oculus is now and Facebook is now being like transferred into this thing, the metaverse. Like, even in some locations, the Oculus logo, and then maybe in a future update or current update on the Quest 2, the logo that is so well known is being replaced with the metaverse logo, and like it's all becoming this one thing. And
it's even on the new units.
Yeah, like metaverse is taking off. They're the leading, I guess, company right now. They're running a monopoly on the VR space right now. The only close competitor, I would say, is either Valve or this company named Pico that's out in Asia that is basically trying to do the same thing. They have very similar headsets to the Quest, but it's out in Asia, and same prices and everything. And I believe it's HTV also did this the Vive verse thing. That's basically their take on the metaverse interaction and all that stuff, but with their own like take on it. People did not like it. I'll just say that much. If there was
their interface is terrible.
If there was a like button on the video on YouTube, I swear it would be insanely leaning towards dislike.
Oh yeah, they undid that feature. We're in that part of the internet timeline, folks. So when this is old,
we're
date us, I guess.
Dark ages.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you can no longer be toxic on YouTube, what dark days we have entered. But no,
in the end.
But no, Brandon, that's a very good point, because getting into the future of VR, big titles are trying to not monopolize, but create a strong market for themselves. And the metaverse is the first major attempt. Unfortunately, Microsoft kind of kicked it in the nuts the other day. So we'll see what happens with the fallout of that.
Dude, I really want Microsoft to stick their hands into the VR industry because they have been very dormant. They've expressed interest, but they never really set their foot in it. And I really want them to just straight up dive in, even if it's possible, make their own headset. I think a company like Microsoft with their software with Windows would easily make a very smooth experience, especially when PC runs on Windows. And just having a VR headset that also runs on Windows would make it for a very smooth experience. Hopefully, this is just hypotheticals, because for all we know, it could not. Who knows? But just, I really want them to actually dive into the VR space.
I think you just want Black Ops 13 in VR.
Shut up. Anyways, I just want
Black Ops 2-2.
I want a competitor. There needs to be competition because right now Metaverse is leading everything, and they're not really contested.
I think it's going to happen because, like I said, Microsoft got involved with the software with their new browser extension that completely. It doesn't completely make Meta's software obsolete, but it's enough to sweep the knee. It's going to take some serious traction out of what they can reasonably sell to people now because there's a competitor for software. All it's going to take is for them to get enough money from that, and I think they're going to start entering the VR scene with a force.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my speculation, though.
It's all speculation. We don't know what Microsoft's true intentions are when it comes to VR space. I'm hoping that they actually come out with their own headsets and actually try to put in competition. Because let's be real, Microsoft has the resources. So does Metaverse, but I just feel that someone with the amount of money that can rival Metaverse and resources and all that would definitely be great competition.
Right. That would be insane to see what that kind of competition would breed for the market.
But real quick,
what?
How about we jump into a segment here, and let's talk about VR games that are either currently out or going to be coming out soon that we are excited for. I have notes here of 3 that I'm actually interested. Not sure if I'll get one of them, but 3 that I'm personally looking at.
Okay. What you got for me, Chief?
All right. One, this is just interesting. Twilight Zone, the VR game.
I heard about this.
How have I not heard about this?
I saw this and I was like, you know what? This could be something to look into because I've watched a lot of Twilight Zone growing up, especially with my mom. She was into it.
Why do we have so much in common with your mom?
That's true.
This keeps coming up. Like, chat, I swear, we're related at some point. If we got to check the family tree, where's 23 and me?
But I haven't seen anything else. I don't think there's gameplay yet, but it is definitely something that's coming. I don't remember if it's a quest.
I think you can sign up for the beta. I think it is for the Quest and PlayStation VR question mark?
Maybe, I don't know. I need to look into it, but I definitely am interested.
I know the beta is available. Here, let me check. Hold up.
Then there's this take on a game that is already on like flat screen consoles and all that and PC. This survival game called Green Hell. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
They're making a VR version of it, and I'm gonna be real. Right now, I think the best survival VR game would probably be like The Forest, and I think there was like one other one that was notable. But if we can get another survival VR game out there that's actually well optimized and stuff, because that'd be something. I'm not into those survival games, but a VR survival game might be interesting. I have The Forest. I have yet to try it. I want to though. But that's just the game I mentioned that I might or may not get. Who knows? It's there. It's an option. But this is the one I'm really looking forward to. It's a game called Gambit. It's a game called Gambit. There's
Never heard of
no
that one.
there's no trailer yet. We've had screenshots and notable notes from the devs saying that is a 4-player co-op shooter with a 20 plus hour campaign. And from what it looks of it, it looks very kind of Payday-ish. Like when it comes to like the character design, that they were in like crazy colorful masks, and they are basically fighting against other gangs or something. I have no idea. It's just screenshots, but from what I've seen and heard, the game looks interesting, and I'm very interested in what kind of a game it's going to be, because I hear 4-player co-op shooter with a 20 plus hour campaign. I'm thinking Borderlands. You know what I mean?
Maybe. They
Like,
did just release After the Fall, which is like Left 4 Dead. So Borderlands spin wouldn't be too far off.
Like if this is a looter shooter or something along those lines of you can just get crazy guns and just blast your way through levels, I'm all for it. It sounds fun.
Right? I'm down.
Okay, this looks cool. I just looked it up. I
was wondering why you were so quiet.
Okay, so yeah, I was right. I was looking things up. I was right about the Twilight Zone VR thing. It is you can sign up for the beta, and it is on Oculus and the PlayStation VR.
Hell yeah. I want to look into
I'm
that
just
later.
saying, Darvo, you can apply. Just, give us a little sneaky, little like cheeky sneak peek. Never mention it to anybody. Hello?
I see what you're trying to do with me.
It's already on the internet.
Trying to make me the channel whore.
Editor, cut this. Cut
it. Just trying to get you banned.
Give him yield, Trojan Dragon.
Anyways.
That was weird. I'm not proud of that. Cut that, please.
That one was rude.
Use take 2.
Use take nothing. We're just gonna cut this out.
Nah, it's a stain. It's a stain.
Except for when it doesn't get cut out. We know.
Oh God. Things. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Yes.
Okay. No. Move past me. It's not good.
Anyways, but yeah, Gambit looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see more from it. Right now, it's just screenshots, and I think they came out with a trailer recently. I need to check it out. But
I believe so.
It looks like fun. But is there anything that you are looking forward to?
I got a list. So Adrian, do you want to go first?
Well, my only one was Twilight Zone.
Oh, well,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, the only things I like about VR at the current moment, at least, are keys and eye.
Yeah, keys and eye. Touch the Beat's great.
Yeah, Touch the Beat is great. Yeah, I want more access to board games because as much as I am a diehard for physical tabletop, sometimes I want to play with the boys from New Mexico, and that's not really an option, especially these days.
Oh, I think you need to.
You're going to be in their DM.
Well, that too. But
you guys heard it.
Like I was,
he can't turn you down now.
Some of the ones.
I know there's a VR tabletop simulator which has everything under the fucking sun, and then there's Demio.
Definitely doesn't, because I have some very specific things. They got Judge Dredd's Block Wars, because I doubt it.
I don't know about specific stuff like that.
Like, the writers to Judge Dredd don't have Judge Dredd Block Wars.
Seriously.
Yo, $17 on a nondescript company. Let's go. Shout out.
But there's that and Demio, which I know me and you, Mikey, have played and recently released for PC.
Oh, Adrian played it too. Remember, he filled in for me.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. And then I immediately hit Darvo on accident because I'm like, this person's lit up. Smack.
For fucking monkey brain.
Then you missed it, Mikey. Immediately after, he was like, that's me. And I'm like, hey, Mikey has a fireball.
Yeah. You should know any of my characters always have dangerous explosives. It's not a character trait, it's a me trait.
True. And for anyone who isn't aware, Darvo is a walking kerosene can for no particular reason.
This is something of your doing, not mine.
It's not just me, let's be honest.
Okay, DJ as well.
Okay, there we go.
But yeah,
is there gonna be a Nerf game for VR? Am I wrong in thinking that?
It's in beta.
Oh yeah, apparently there is.
Adrian, it's called Nerf Arena Champions.
Oh.
It might be a direct sequel to the greatest FPS of all time that I had to educate you guys on our throwback episode.
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, dude, it's
so
such a good
good.
game.
Might
Adrian,
want to look into this.
I think it's on Steam. I shit you not. The old one's probably on Steam. And if we get an HD one, I feel bad because I'm not gonna age check myself, but I'm gonna be a well too grown ass adult, absolutely botting every kid who thinks they're gonna be good at that game.
This is so sad to hear, but fuck.
It's not gatekeeping, it's called keeping a status.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with him there.
Unapologetically based. Anyways, where were we?
Would you like to talk about any other topics that might be on your mind?
Okay, yeah, we're on the upcoming stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys have given me this opportunity to vent all my bullshit.
Well, you have 30 minutes. Run it.
Well, we're going to start with one I'm sure we can all get behind. GTA San Andreas was announced for the Quest. Why they chose GTA San Andreas? Because it's the greatest Grand Theft Auto of all time.
Yes.
Fight me on that.
And don't give it the fucking treatment it got with the damn remaster. Oh my god, I wanted to throw it across the room. Too bad it was digital.
I think that company shut down. I'm not 100% sure, but they were this is not an exaggeration. They were a mobile game studio who tried to remaster one of the most critically acclaimed open world games on console of all time. Who in their right mind let them do that? That was absolutely an asinine penny pinching decision that it ruined it.
Here, better question. Who the hell greenlighted it?
Oh, I'm sure there was some corporate fat cat who was like, who gives a shit? People will buy it because it's GTA. And I hope he got fired.
Oh, God.
But anyways, on the positive part of that, I think because VR studios have a very good habit of releasing games that work well and are fun. If the game gets a little bit of HD texture, it can honestly run in the original textures. I wouldn't even be mad. I feel nostalgic as hell. But if it gets better textures and graphics and it works smoothly, everybody's going to love that game. The missions that didn't work well, like the Ace RC or helicopter or plane with the machine gun strapped on it that was impossible to maneuver with 2 analog sticks, would work in VR controls. The train mission where you're trying to chase it with a motorbike and hop on would be amazing in VR. All these little issues people hated on the original would essentially be fixed and now be a great part of the storytelling of a well-written, mostly well-implemented, and just overall immersive game. Yeah, immersive game for the day and age. I didn't want to say like realistic because it wasn't, but it pulled you into the story very effectively.
Like
if you take all of that,
people still remember Big Smoke to this day. I mean, come on.
To this day, dude, Officer Tenpenny, Big Smoke, Ryder, CJ, like these are iconic characters that have withstood the test of time. And when you have characters based off of like Easy and shit, like they're gonna last. People are gonna identify those characters forever.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I'm looking forward to it because it's gonna be Quest exclusive, right? Is that what they said?
It's gonna be on the Quest. I don't remember if they said it was exclusive or not.
I don't remember either. But like, and I'm hoping that they give it the treatment it deserves because a good example of an old game that got this VR treatment and came out recently is one of my favorite ones, Resident Evil 4, and it was amazing. It was great. It turned out fantastic. I am sad that as of right now, I have no idea if they plan on doing it. I'm sad that there's no mercenaries mode. Either way, this is amazing. It was so much fun.
I really need VR community by storm, dude.
I really need to get back in and play it. I've been putting it on the back burner on the channel, but I need to continue that playthrough.
I want to see you fight the Regenerators and the Iron Maidens. I need that video.
Get me started on that, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that evil on me.
Oh, you're gonna hear that rasping, horrible, slimy slop as that thing just bodies you time after time.
We'll see. I'm a tough motherfucker.
That dungeon crawl is awful. No supplies, tight quarters, and an enemy that can attack you 80 different ways. Have fun. And now you get to fight it in VR. But other than San Andreas, another upcoming title, potentially upcoming title. This one's surrounded in a little bit of controversy. I'm pretty sure of anybody in NoSkill, you two are the ones that actually know Panzer Dragoons, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
So Sega made an announcement that it was coming out last year. It was going to be on an unlisted VR set. All right, cool. They released a concept and like a little bit of a tech demo, and it looked fantastic. And then they released a tweet saying the CEO of the partner company that was designing it passed away, and they're not doing anything else. People got concerned and reached out. The guy was relatively young, and they were worried. He didn't pass away. The company's still fine. And Sega deleted the tweet and never did anything with the game after that. Nobody to this day knows what happened, what was going on. And I'm really sad because I think something internal happened. And now this game's going to get swept under the rug, which is terrible. Because those of you who don't know, Panzer Dragoons is a rail shooter where you ride a dragon with miniguns and cannons mounted on the back and do aerial dogfights. It is amazing. Think the best of Star Fox meets the best of House of the Dead meets Monster Hunter. And that's what this game series is. In VR, that would have been unbelievably cool. And I really hope they pick it up at some point. But right now, it's just a bleak outlook.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for some real proper like rail shooters. I know the one
Right?
that we recently have been playing, Drop Dead, is a really good one. The single
That
player
was
was
so
great.
much fun.
It was so fun. But I'm waiting for an actual like Time Crisis or like a fucking House of the Dead one.
Well,
Please.
the issue is Nintendo owns House of the Dead.
I
Yep.
don't want to talk about that right now. I do not want to talk about that right now. It's so disappointing.
It's disappointing.
Yeah. They're launching a remaster next month on the Switch, and the overwhelming review so far, and a prediction so far, is people who are into rail shooters and live and die by them do not think the Switch has the hardware to keep up with the high demand one like House of the Dead.
Not to mention, like doing first person shooters on the Switch is fucking awkward.
Yeah, instead of a full haptic custom built controller, you have a Joy-Con that is 3x2.
Like the fucking Joy-Cons are small. The sticks are small. Sometimes if you have like older versions, they have drift. I thank God mine doesn't have that yet. But even with the attachment with it makes you put it into like a little, I would say, case or frame or whatever, make it look like an actual controller and not just Joy-Cons. You can hold it both in your hand like an actual controller, but it still doesn't feel right. It's awkward. It's weird. Like I wouldn't play Doom on the Switch ever. That sounds like an awful experience.
That sounds like a YouTube challenge.
Hey.
Hardest
You'll get
difficulty.
80% Doom on Nightmare on the Switch.
That sounds awful.
That sounds like the guy who literally beat Dark Souls with a drum set from Rock Band.
Oh my god.
No. How about the guy who beat Dark Souls with a Morse code stamp? I don't know what they're called.
Oh, God, I choose to believe that's real.
It is. He tracked the exact number of presses it took.
Wow. Why? Okay. Just because
sure
you
you
know
guys
what?
know that,
Why? Because why not, right? Anyways, back to
Because you
VR.
can beat Dark Souls on anything. Yeah, it's true.
Is there any notable games or topics that we can discuss now? Mikey, you still have some?
As far as upcoming things, yeah, actually, I'm really excited for the future of VR because we talked about it earlier. The new haptic gear is coming out. New full body tracking at actually affordable prices coming out. There was another one that was kind of ridiculous, but it also seemed kind of fun. Oh yeah, and I know there's always going to be issues with it. It's never going to be perfect, but people are attempting, and a few services are actually getting positive reviews and subscribers in beta for cloud gaming PC VR setups. Yes, you do need powerful Wi-Fi. Yes, you need a good clear connection in an area where it's not going to drop all the time, and there are still going to be bugs. But
not me.
yeah, But if you have these requirements, and for the subscriptions like $15 a month at the moment, it might go up when they find out it works. For $15 a month, you have PC VR on most standalone headsets. Not all of them. Some of them just it will not work. They found out they do this thing where they burn out. But most of them, I think that's going to be a really cool step into the future for people like myself who don't have a PC that can handle it, or people where that's really not an option for space. Maybe they have good Wi-Fi, but they can't fit a desktop with the tower and everything. So I'm excited that that's going to be more readily available, and that they're coming up with stuff to support it. There's some really cool indie stuff coming out on man, what's the app? It's like Quest Labs or something like that, where the indie developers can try making things. There's a full
Side
like
quest.
you said earlier. Yeah.
I have
There's a VR Galaga. It was funny that you just said that off the top of your head earlier. Somebody made like an HD one that's full neon art style.
Really? I mean, I know that someone has made basically, I think it was Doom 3 VR in there, but all right, I'll check it out maybe. Who knows?
It's up to you. I like that kind of stuff because I'm a retro fiend. I've actually been, since I have all my emulators and I got all the games I really wanted, the only thing left on my setup is a light gun setup. So I've been looking through, doing research and falling down that rabbit hole. But the VR has some really cool stuff in the very near future, and I'm excited to see what's showing up.
Yeah, I mean, as it is, we're gonna be getting gloves soon, and I can't wait to see how those do. And as soon as that technology starts becoming more common and starts lowering in price, it's gonna become even more consumer friendly. It's gonna be a trip, man. I mean, as it is now, I believe VR Chat. I don't know if it's a recent update or a coming update where their avatars are going to be able to have 10 or maybe 12 tracking spots. I forget how many, but basically this allows for 10 or 12 different segments of your body for it to be tracked. So you can track your knees, your elbows, your shoulders, feet, hands, head, and some people have face, eye, and mouth tracking on top of it.
So it's so funny you mentioned that. I was just reading up on that the other day. The multi-point tracking is out, and you don't need crazy standalone stuff like you used to in the past to use it. Facial tracking is the one that launches on the next update that's being built into the game, which is fucking insane to think that this assembly is going to be able to run what is essentially a mocapped character in real time.
It's gonna be something. I'm kind of curious at how that's gonna be set up and what you can have to, or you're gonna need to be able to do that. But it's essentially at this point, we're getting close to the point where you can have in-home mocap suits with your fucking headset.
VR chat, tell me VR chat doesn't look like a Russian Badger video more often than not.
It fucking does.
I can just edit it and post like this: Girl Scout cookies. It's just Thanos with the glove. Hey, VR chat's a different beast, man.
It's gotten so big.
I see why it has a bad rap sometimes, but I also see what the insane potential is. The first thing I'm doing when I get my PC is running PC specs just so I can get into the VR chat rave scene. Because being in a lockdown and having all of my real life festivals, EDM events, underground warehouse raves, everything stopped. And I'm freaking the hell out, man. I know DJ is too. He was wearing his trip pants around the house the other day.
Yeah.
He took a pair to the dry cleaners.
Bro.
In the other pair.
Bro, let me tell you something. VR chat raves and parties are fucking crazy. I've been to one, and my god, it was insane what people were doing, especially people that had full body tracking. Like they were the ones putting on the show. Like it was so good.
I know you don't do that thing in real life. That shit happens.
Oh, I know.
Fucking been there seeing that. Won't do it because ugh. But
I mean, we're not even gonna. I don't even want to bring up the other topic. Never mind.
Put it in the text chat. I want to know.
But yeah, VR chat has so much potential, but yet it has also a lot of dark sides to it, and it's kind of like this two-sided coin. You have the good side where there's a lot of shit happening. Hold on 1 second. A lot of crazy shit happening, like raves, parties, even just gatherings of people, even like YouTubers or famous celebrities, just having groups of people. I remember there was people holding weddings in VR chat. That was crazy.
That was a huge thing. Oh man, I read a few articles about that the other day. And what you don't want to talk about what's beyond the black wall, really?
I mean, we can. I mean, we can, but I don't want to talk about my experience because it's a really bad one. I don't want to relive it.
No, hold on. Actually, I do want to talk about this now. I think we should talk about your experience.
No, I think we should have a full episode for that. But that's just my chat voting.
How are we gonna have a full episode on that? How?
I don't know.
I was about to say, bro. It was like maybe an hour experience.
No, you know how? We give Fraser a headset for an hour. You'll find him.
Oh, actually, that'd be a great episode if you just we put Fraser in VR chat and you just follow him around recording everything he gets into for like an hour. That'd be fun.
I need to get more RAM, more memory in my fucking PC to be able to run VR chat and record. Because if I try to do both, it gets really choppy.
What did you say?
Just download more.
Just download more, forehead.
Adrian, I thought I was using all of the RAM, and then I realized I never plugged anything in.
So good.
Big streamer, made the whole life off of the internet. Doesn't know how to use USB ports. Moving on.
But yeah, I need to at least upgrade my 16 gig to a 32 to be able to do that type of shit because it gets choppy if I try. I can probably do it on Quest easy. Just if I want PC where everything is accessible to me, then yeah.
I just imagined a VR chat mosh pit and I giggled. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
It'd be weird. You wouldn't. The people would be thrashing and going all over the place. You wouldn't feel a thing. It'd be different.
Haptic vest. Let's go with the hands.
Haptic vest.
Hey, you no karate in the pit. That way you can punch somebody in the VR and feel it. Living the dream. We in the future. The only venue I'll go to is a Denny's.
Hell yeah. Dude, if there isn't one, we need to make one.
Shit. I actually want to, one of these days, I want to sit down and make my own avatar. Then maybe I'll play around with it.
You would have to learn how to run Unity, and don't get me started on that shit. I'm never going to do it.
No, there's an easier one. Granted, it's more limited. You also don't need a, motherboard melting program that will also damage your brain because it's so intensive. Yeah. I may have done research into this already.
Do you? I'd rather just commission one if I ever wanted an actual proper avatar for me, but I don't see myself doing that considering I barely played VR chat. You shut the hell up. I never played it at all. No. None of those things.
Would it have a gun?
Scales.
It would have a sniper, maybe.
Would it be a gun?
Would it be a gun?
Yes, I want to go around as a fucking Dragunov.
I still think you should be a Dragunov, and then when you ADS in games, ADS is your model. I think that'd be hilarious.
Fucking VR, a fucking VTuber just Dragunov. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
You know why they call me the Dragunov? Because I be dragging these nuts on your face. No. Damn, I am missing tonight.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was rough. I'm not gonna lie.
I felt after I said it. The fuck is up, Denny's? Why are you letting me be like this?
That was less of a what the fuck is up, Denny's, and what the fuck is up, Denny's?
I'm gonna laugh in 5 years when VR chat evolves beyond what the metaverse ever could be, and they try to buy it out.
Fucking, that's 5. Wait until fucking 50, and people are transcending humanity and just diving full minds and souls into VR chat.
We're gonna be in Ghost in the Shell within 20 years. I'm calling it now,
bro.
We are actually gonna be in the orphanage from Ghost in the Shell. Let me tell you.
What was the really crazy one? Give it, I think 10 years. The Voodoo Boys will actually exist.
Yeah, fair.
Probably, yeah. Someone similar.
a radical cult worshipping AI hidden beyond the deepest net security. That is going to be a real thing very soon.
Yeah, I can see it.
Things are getting nuts.
I wonder if he'll take applications.
Okay. Don't put yourself out there yet.
Why not?
You don't want to be caught yet before it
The
starts.
Basilisk already knows we exist. Like, there's no getting away from AI.
Oh, though we're not going down this conspiracy theory rabbit hole.
It's not a theory.
It's
It's a factoid.
It's not a proven fact. It's a terrifying possibility for sure. But we're not getting into your great Reddit green text shit. We're moving out of here.
Hey, you're the only person that reads green text. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but they're somehow implanted in your brain. Explain that to me.
No, I watched a video essay. How dare you?
I've watched a video. How is that any better? You know what? We're cutting here. Darvo, closing comments.
We might hear and start yelling at each other.
I can't wait for fucking the future VR upcoming games I'm very excited for. And we'll be doing a first playthrough or first impressions of Zenith, The Last City very soon, hopefully. Don't quote me on that.
Huh.
Soon.
I can't wait for our conspiracy theory episode.
Let's be honest, my VR track record is not the greatest. That's like your Resident Evil, for example.
Did you ever finish the next episode of Arizona Sunshine?
No, I didn't. That's another one. I don't even think at this point. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to put it up. Maybe, I don't know. It's been so long.
Raw. No editing.
Raw. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, just edit the raw, or not edit. Upload the raw file, dude. It'll be fun.
Hell yeah! Take back 2010 YouTube.
Honestly, dude. Honestly, keep in the parts where your dad's like building a cabinet or whatever. That'll be hilarious.
Oh my god!
I think Mikey just choked on his drink.
That was a time. That was an interesting recording session.
We're trying to be all professional, and all you hear is Banda in the background, and then oh shit!
You hear this sousaphone and a ton of wood clanking around.
Maybe a couple hammer strikes.
Oh.
Brandon literally is like, wait a minute, I see a drill bit poking through my wall. What?
Like I remember, hey guys, I'm gonna stream today, and then we just hear, oh no, I'm not gonna stream today.
Anyways, closing notes from Siege. We're trying to get through these, folks. This is a rough outro.
Yo, if Twilight Zone VR is baller, I'm buying an Oculus. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna get it specifically for that, and maybe more keys in the eye. Why not play it on two systems? It's worth it. She's worth it. She does good work.
She's a fighter. She fights the right way. Anyways, and on those terrible disappointments of outros, this is the last hard one you'll have to enter for the evening. I've had so much fun with VR, and it's just like this episode. It's pure chaos. It's anarchy, and unfortunately, it is the future. So, with all that said and done, these have been my amazing co-hosts. I've been Mikey, as always. We have been NoSkill Entertainment, and we look forward to embracing the chaotic future with the rest of you. Have a good night, everyone.